Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're gonna be reacting to
How Karina ruined her career in one Instagram post. Oh, hold up.
what?
It's not her usual unpopular opinions. She's gonna go in 10 minutes about Karina.
Oh,
Oh my goodness.
Five, six, seven.
Karina, what the heck were you thinking? On May 27th, Karina casually dropped a photo on her personal Instagram, rocking a red and black jacket stamped with a big fat 2 and captioned it with a single rose emoji.
based on the
Innocent,
comments,
just an aesthetic.
I don't know what she was thinking.
Yeah, based on what you guys said, she knew what she was doing basically. Because
Like this has to be major oversight. Like maybe a stylist.
not oversight, like based on what people said, she knew what she was doing.
Yeah.
Because how I took it that okay, it was an oversight she didn't consider, but it seems like
Like this is politics season.
yeah, because you guys said like people don't even put like peace sign up because that's number two, like
Well, why would you do it?
vote for number two. I don't give a
Why
fuck.
would you say that?
I don't know the
You don't
Korea.
even know who's number two.
I don't know who's number two.
Okay, it's not
So,
about you. It's about Karina.
Okay, but I'm just
Okay.
saying that yeah. So they can't even like put a peace sign up. So I guess
I'm gonna start noticing that now.
yeah, I didn't know because to me it looked. I mean, looking from my perspective, I saw that post. I'm like, oh, cool jacket. That's all I would say.
Really?
I like the jacket. The jacket looked nice.
Why?
I like the red and black together.
Oh.
A lot of our thumbnails is red font on black because I like it.
Oh.
To me, it's a good color combo.
Post? In literally any
I've
other
never seen
context,
this combo.
sure. But in South Korea,
Yes.
Red and black.
I don't have it. I like it though. Doesn't mean I have it.
during an election season? Absolutely not. You might as well have waved the Conservative People Power Party banner and screamed vote Kim Moon-soo through a megaphone. Because here's the thing. In South Korea, political parties don't just run on policy. They run on branding, colors, numbers, symbols. They all scream allegiance. And red plus 2 plus a rose? That's the Conservative People Power Party's holy...
Oh, and also you guys said she posted like the caption
Mhm.
was like a logo or something. Not the logo, but like a symbol of the So that also like that's what she knew what she was doing basically.
Trinity, right?
Oh.
It's
So what's her end game in this though? Because the other opposing that party end up, doing their post saying thank you.
well,
But then she and SM came out and say, well, oops.
well, she
We're
didn't really
sorry, we
say
apologize.
oops. She's like, "Ooh, my bad." She didn't really it was like it wasn't an apology. So it was like a non-apology apology. But was her end game?
What's her end game?
I don't know.
This is not the attention anyone wants.
Maybe
This
she
is like-
feels like she's too big for criticism, so she can do what she wants.
Oh,
Maybe
possibly.
B. Maybe she didn't think
This
she would get criticism for this.
Another one is this, that she doesn't think that this is career sabotage, but maybe even beneficial for her career.
Yeah, maybe she thought she would get
Maybe
criticism.
some backlash.
She would get backlash, but she would also get a lot of support. So support would outweigh the backlash,
And we don't know the support behind the scenes either.
right? Maybe she got paid for it. Like there's multiple reasons.
Because Karina, she ended up in places I never thought she would be. She ended up in a video shoot
G-Dragons,
with
yeah.
G-Dragon, yeah.
Yeah.
Right now. They've been riding hard on that Rose election slogan, trying to clean up their mess after President Yoon Suk
But
Yeol
you
went
know,
full dictator mode
don't.
and declared martial...
If it was here in the States and someone did that, you know what they do as to figure out proof? If they do support this person, they look at their voting history and they dig up like their family and stuff like
But
that.
here's
to
public record, right?
Yeah.
So you can use. I don't know if it's public record. Kind of a little bit invasion of privacy to me, having your
I
voting record
know.
in public history.
Well,
It's
you
a little
can
bit.
you can choose to, I think, remove it or say you don't affiliate with
Oh,
anybody.
Because yeah, to me, just like show who I voted for. That's kind of a little bit.
It's so they can send you like
I don't want to be sent
paperwork
nothing. I'm
to
good.
like what we're doing. Da da da.
law in December 2024 that led to nationwide chaos, public fury, and his impeachment in April. So no, this isn't just about a jacket and an emoji. It's about symbolism, timing, and the public's very real fear of political regression. And knowingly or not, Karina stepped right into that political minefield. People saw her post as a subtle endorsement of Kim Moon-soo and the Conservative People Power Party, the same party still dripping with controversy, anti-feminist rhetoric, and
Because
desperate attempts.
At this point, a person can be, excuse can be, oh, they're clueless.
Well, I was clueless, but you guys said she's not clueless. So yeah, I mean, if
What
that's
do you
how
mean?
to me, I was clueless because in the video,
Well, no,
it
she's in the
didn't look
she's in
like
the
a.
culture. She's
That's
there.
what I'm
She should
saying,
know better.
right? So that's what I'm saying. Like to me, it was nothing, but if you're in there, I guess it's a thing. So if it's a thing, then you should
Cause
know what you're doing.
it's not like you know how you send stuff to your cousins overseas. They wear it, but they don't know what it means. This is
Listen,
not
it's
this.
not just culture. I grew up wearing shit I didn't know what the fuck it meant. You're wearing a
Yes.
New York Yankees hat just because the logo looks
Looks
cool, not because you support New York
cool.
Yankees, okay?
Yes.
It is what it is. That's the third world country right there.
Attempts to stay in power after what the last president did. You don't get to be apolitical while wearing the unofficial campaign uniform of a party half the country's trying to vote out. Then, just to make things even worse, the actual spokesperson of the conservative people, Power Party, posted a shout out to SPA.
Yeah.
Yes, a sitting political mouthpiece used a K-pop idol's post for clout in the middle of a snap election. That post was deleted later, but the damage was already done. That shout out was the smoking gun. It's like if Donald Trump's campaign manager reposted Taylor Swift wearing a Make America Great red hat and called it brave. You can't spin your way out of that. Naturally, the internet exploded. People called out KARINA for being politically tone deaf. Some even dragging her for being outright complicit. SM dropped an apology. The typical damage control fluff about no political intentions. And KARINA followed with one of her own.
But I don't know. I feel people should have the right to support who they want to support, though. We shouldn't bully her to support the other party.
No, it's not bullying. It's just they're realizing and catching it, and they're like, oh, they're calling her out for it. Like, really? How can you support that?
Well, that's who she supports. Okay, we have a artist here that support Trump, so that who they support. That's okay. Like
I'd rather them be transparent.
that's what I'm saying. So if that's who she supports, then you guys shouldn't like you should. Oh, that's who she supports.
'Cause
I see
It
now.
makes you mindful if you want to consume their stuff.
Right, yeah.
You
So
think twice.
it's better that they show their true colors than they hide and all this fake shit. All the theme throughout our videos is I really don't like the fakeness.
But for many, it rang hollow. You're a global star with millions of followers. How do you not know what you're posting during one of the most turbulent elections in Korean history? This wasn't some
Because like we're acting as she didn't know what she was posting versus she knew what she was posting, but she just didn't think it was bad. Because people should have the right to believe what they want to believe, and there isn't like a wrong or right political party to believe. Like you may disagree with their choices, but doesn't mean like they're wrong. Like they have their reasoning for it. Like it's not like a party coming in and like starting to kill babies or anything. Like it's not that. It's just like, oh, do you want abortion? Do you not want abortion? Do you want legal weed? Do you not want legal weed? Just like stuff like that.
I feel like for idols, they get treated either like they're a genius or they don't know any better. They're just a kid. They're young. It's never in between where you can draw the line of accountability.
obscure signal. It was a flashing red billboard of political messaging. And let's not forget, idols are expected to stay out of politics in Korea, not because they shouldn't have opinions, but because once you're in the public eye, your opinion becomes influence and your influence becomes ammunition. When a figure as massive as KARINA drops even the whiff of political preference, it hits like a domino effect. Suddenly it's not just about the post, it's about what it represents, what it promotes, who it empowers. And when that who is a party trying to claw its way back from martial law and misogyny, yeah, people are gonna lose it. But here's the irony. The jacket KARINA wore sold out immediately. Because controversy sells, the same people dragging her on Panchoa might have bought the coat for clout. That's the toxic loop of idol culture. Okay? No matter how deep the scandal, consumerism always finds a way to cash in, honestly. Even if KARINA genuinely didn't know what she was doing. It's not just ignorance, it's willful negligence. She's not a rookie.
As this is like the fourth
She's not
time,
a rookie.
fourth time I'm
She's not a
saying this.
rookie.
Considering that she even put the emoji that's associated with the party,
Yeah,
she
I
knew
don't
what
know.
she was doing. We
That's
can drop
dust.
that. We can drop that act that she didn't know what she was doing.
She's one of the most recognizable faces in Korea right now. You think she can just drop a politically symbolic post during an election week and play dumb? Be serious. Idols are literally trained to avoid this exact thing. Companies monitor their social media like crazy during campaign season. We've seen idols get dragged just for wearing red or blue sweaters on a live stream. Entire PR teams panic over emojis, peace signs,
So I'm wearing blue, you're wearing like kinda red.
No,
I would be
mine is
think-
not red. It's pink.
flower
Pink
accessories,
party.
and the shade of nail polish during elections. And yet here comes KARINA serving 5 different pro-conservative people power party signals in one post. Red color, their official campaign color. Number 2, their official number on the ballot. The rose emoji, the literal icon of their campaign slogan, aka the rose election, the pic being taken in Japan, a country glorified by the conservative people power party's hardline nationalists, often used to inflame ultra-conservative pro-Japan sentiment in Korea. The song she used with the post? It's titled Don't Remind Me, which felt like a smug middle finger given the timing, especially since KARINA was indirectly brought up in the final presidential debate the same week this photo dropped. You can't make this stuff up. And don't think this exists in a vacuum. The Conservative People Power Party are the very institution that stood behind Yoon Suk-yeol, the lunatic president who declared illegal martial law at midnight, sent tanks and special forces to shut down a democratic process, handed out hit lists targeting
I think
journalists,
she was
lawmakers,
one of the
and
people
judges.
who were quiet during that time.
I was thinking that, but I was thinking because there were two people that were like online live.
Yeah, when it happened.
I wonder if she was one, because one of them was a guy,
Yeah.
but another was a girl. I wonder if she's the girl that was on. I don't remember right now.
And tried to drag Korea back into dictatorship because he couldn't handle a corruption trial. The only reason he didn't pull it off was because the people, ordinary citizens, mostly young women, ran into the streets in the dead of winter and physically blocked the military with their bodies. And now, barely 6 months later, one of the country's most famous women posts a glorified campaign ad for the party that stood by that dictator. That didn't kick him out. That opposed his impeachment and still pushes nationalist, misogynist, anti-immigrant trash under a veneer of tradition and patriotism. That's the party KARINA is now being linked to. That's the legacy she's being accused of supporting. And just to rub salt in the wound, one of the Conservative People Power Party-owned spokespeople indirectly thanked her and tagged SPA on Instagram.
You know what
Message
it's time for her
received.
to
That's
do?
not misinterpreted.
Perform up. The people love it.
Hold up.
Interpretation. That's confirmation. You think SM asked them to delete it for fun? Heck no. They realized they were watching their idol walk into a career-shattering landmine and scrambled to contain it, only after it was too late. And for the people saying, what if she's just conservative? Girl, this is not about fiscal policy. This isn't about some abstract left versus right ideology. This is about throwing your image behind a political machine that was complicit in an attempted coup. That backed a president who tried to erase democracy and jail his enemies.
I mean, yeah, but if that's what she wants to do, let her. She has that right.
I think she can be conservative, but not back up what the president is
Maybe
doing.
she backs up what the president is doing.
She
Why?
could too, as
Why are we
well.
always assuming, oh, these idols are such good people?
True.
Like they not all are good
We don't
people. We
know.
can we don't
But
have to assume
also-
that. Oh,
Also,
come
I don't
on.
know if we can say, depending on the affiliation, you're inherently good or bad. It's inherently good or bad.
No, it doesn't mean you bad either. But if if
Yeah.
you support misogynist president who ran tanks in his country, makes me look at you a certain way. But at least I'm glad I know who I'm dealing with.
Exactly.
It's like same thing with the whole Blackpink N-word scandal. I'm glad that this got released. Now we
Yeah.
know who we're dealing with because they
Yeah.
didn't bother to apologize.
Ever
So
since I stopped listening
Yeah.
to Jenny's album.
exactly. As before, like we just
I used to listen to that
we
album.
just silly, sitting here stupid. Now we know who we're dealing
Yeah.
with. So sometimes things just are how they appear.
That
Yeah,
openly pushes
exactly. It's not
anti-feminist,
that deep.
hyper-nationalist, anti-China rhetoric, that wants to gut protections for women, suppress press freedom and uphold a broken patriarchal system. And if KARINA really did support that, then
It's
no,
just,
this is
it's the stands that they like come up with their reasonings to rationalize what it's because of this, it's
That's a
because of
tough
that.
job.
It's
Do you
it's
know how
like,
tiring that must be? Having to explain your friend is not a shitty friend when they're a shitty friend? Like, bro.
isn't just about values. This is about power. This is about choosing a side in a war on human rights and basic freedoms. Let's not forget the internal group implications either. Ningning is Chinese. The Conservative People Power Party has made it crystal clear they're not here for China or Chinese people. Imagine being in the same group with someone who might be supporting a party that would gladly erase your presence from the industry. What does that
That's
mean for
probably why
SPA's
they
internal
apologize.
dynamics? For trust?
You can't make the dynamics uncomfortable.
they apologize because of the backlash. If there was no backlash, there would be no apologies. That's simple.
For unity? And let's go deeper. This is the same KARINA who, in the Lee Soo-man Amazon documentary, said she was constantly thinking about how to adapt to changing society to survive as a female idol. This is what she landed on. Endorsing a party that wants to push
Damn.
women right back into silence and submission.
Life is
That's what she
ironic.
thought was the career move? Either she's got the worst team in K-pop history or she simply doesn't care.
Yeah.
International fans defending her don't get it. They think this is about fashion. They think the rose emoji is just aesthetic. No, Patricia, this ain't Instagram core. It's political messaging. You wouldn't catch Sabrina Carpenter posting in a Make America Great Again red hat, even accidentally. You wouldn't excuse
Why? If that's who she supported, there has been, as I said, there has been artists that posted, with the MAGA hat. They supported Trump openly, and we know
The way she's phrasing it is
cool.
kind of awkward.
Yeah, it's basically like, oh, supporting Trump is bad. Like it's not. It's
No,
just
is the
that's who
point
you
is that
support. That's who you support.
I think like it sounds like she wants it to be a secret and not in our face.
Exactly. Yeah. Like why? Like here in the States,
Yeah.
Taylor Swift came out and publicly supported
No,
Kamala.
that's a big deal because they
Like,
even tell
why
them
is-
no, listen. They did that with LeBron James. They tell him shut up and just
Well,
dribble.
guess what he did?
Because
He
they
kept
don't
dribbling
want
and he supported.
because they don't want to know who you affiliate what you like because you're gonna ruin the experience.
They don't want
as
to
a
know,
watcher.
but people are free to express who they believe. who they support. There's
I don't
nothing
know.
wrong with
I
that.
think that's a actually a philosophical question. When you go into the workplace, can you express while you're on the job who do you like believe in? Who do you align yourself with when you're on the job? Because it can make how you come off at the
Okay.
workplace,
So
not a
let's
dynamic that's conducive to team building.
workplace, like, I believe that a workplace company can set the policies and you abide by those policies. So if workplace says no politics, then no politics, period, right?
Mm-hmm.
That I do believe in, because the workplace is each entity and they can set their own rules.
Because that's why they told him shut up to dribble, because they were calling
No.
the company and
What company? The guy.
NBA and say, hey,
Okay.
I'm not gonna donate funds to
Having
you
said
guys.
all that, the guy
Uh-huh.
can go on Instagram and he's laying in bed and post, I support Kamala Harris. That is not part of workplace. That is him in bed laying on Instagram.
On his Instagram as an athlete, or his
Yes, as an
personal
athlete.
Instagram?
As an
His
athlete.
personal Instagram.
As an athlete.
I don't
Yes, he can
know.
do that.
I'm not saying he can't. It's just that
That's no longer
this is
workplace politics. You out of workplace. You're not in a if he did that in post game interview, when the questions are about why
they ask those questions in post game.
I don't know, they don't really ask about politics like that.
Oh.
Maybe with the Black Lives Matter in 2020, because that was, they may have asked then, but typically, like, after a loss, ain't nobody gonna ask, oh, so do you support Biden or Trump? Like, no, it's like, oh, what you could have done better, why was the shot not falling, all that
Because
stuff.
did you know there's a lot of people I used to watch with peace of mind, and then when you find out where they fall, you're like, wow, with
But
good
that's good,
conscience,
because you would have
with good
supported bad
conscience,
people.
yeah.
That's good. We need the
Yeah,
transparency.
but I'm human, so sometimes
Are
I'm like,
you?
I want to watch or listen, but I can't.
You look a little alien to me. I don't know if
No.
you're human.
Is Taylor Swift dropping a red mega hat with a rose on it the day after Trump's trial, but because it's K-pop, suddenly the bar is on the floor. And that's the most infuriating part, how so many are willing to bury the political context to protect an idol from accountability. Young women froze in the street last year protesting Yoon's martial law. SPA songs became protest anthems, and now one of the faces of that group might have just waved the flag for the other side. That's not a mistake, that's a betrayal. You want to support KARINA? Fine, but don't rewrite history in the process. Don't downplay a fascist-leaning party just because your fave got caught playing politics. Don't erase the struggle of every protester, every activist, every citizen who stood up for democracy in the name of fan loyalty. Because this isn't just about KARINA anymore. This is about the fact that idols have power. And power when wielded carelessly has consequences. But you know what's embarrassing? Where the heck was SM? KARINA isn't some Nugu influencer. She's a household name. She doesn't fart without a PR filter. Her image is micromanaged to oblivion. So how the heck did this post make it through? You're telling me a red jacket, number 2, rose emoji, posted from Japan, a nation adored by Korea's hard-right nationalists, which the conservative
Kinda to address, what you said also, that, oh, you don't want to know what these people like LeBron, Taylor Swift, because you don't want them to impose their opinions on others, right? Something
Yeah,
along
'cause
that's
they
one of the
they have
argument, right?
influence, yeah.
So the problem is not that they have influence. The problem is that people actually worship these people to a point that they're going to do what they tell them. So people
But
need to stop worshiping these people.
no, it's
That's
not
what needs to
possible,
happen.
because you
It
see
is
already
possible.
when now for elections time they go to TikTokers, Instagram,
People
YouTubers.
need to think for their own heads and not what TikTokers say.
No, I can tell you people do
I
not
know
want to
they do
think.
not. Well, they need to.
They
They need
don't
to.
want to
Well,
think.
when they don't think, then we elect the president that we have.
People power
You
party
see, we got
constantly
them.
glorifies
What
just
did
slipped by
everyone
every
do?
And next time, maybe they'll think.
manager at SM. I call nonsense. Either someone approved this and didn't care, or KARINA has more unchecked power than any idol in history, which would explain a lot but not excuse a thing. There are moments where silence isn't just preferable, it's non-negotiable. KARINA had a responsibility to shut up during an election cycle, no matter who she supports behind.
Just because somebody's good at playing basketball or good at singing doesn't mean they understand international politics or even domestic politics. Like,
it's the first. No,
come on.
you're missing. There's a facade. You are naturally, when you see someone making a whole lot of money, you think they're smart.
Elon Musk.
Yes. So naturally, they must know what they're talking about.
I don't. How can you think, okay, an athlete is smart because they make their money not because they're smart. They make the money because they're athletic, talented, not because they're smart. They're not working like in
I
a
don't know,
lab.
I
Or like the
disagree.
same with the singer, like
I
Taylor
just no,
Swift.
because
She's
this
not making
because
money
you
because she's smart. She's making money because she's talented and likable.
no, she's a businesswoman. She got coined as being a businesswoman, and also in the NBA, NFL at that level, you playing with an IQ. You're not playing just
Oh
to
hell
play.
no, no, a bunch of low IQ players out there.
closed doors. This isn't about suppressing political views. It's about understanding power. Idols aren't civilians. They're brands, they're walking billboards, and every gesture they make holds weight. When the country is still reeling from a near coup, when people are still processing tanks in the streets and democratic collapse, you don't drop a rose-coded number 2 stamped fashion statement and pretend it's just vibes. She didn't have to say anything. She shouldn't have said anything. Not a symbol, not a caption, not a crumb. Because once you platform something, even by accident, you don't get to control how it's interpreted, and in today's Korea, the wrong signal can burn everything down. But who cares? Surely not KARINA. After the incident, aespa rolls up to an award show, wins Best Entertainer of the Year and proceeds to giggle their way through the acceptance speech like they're at a sleepover. Yes, even KARINA, right?
Entertainer of the year? They haven't dropped nothing this year yet.
I mean,
It
she
stands for
was
the new
entertainer
people,
of the
come
year. I
on.
would think for KARINA was she was in the G-Dragon video.
No, I think aespa won the award, but they haven't
Oh.
dropped nothing yet. What the fuck the award is for? Their last drop was what, November?
But each individual members, they were in a collab with something.
No, I think aespa as a group won the award.
Oh.
Right after lighting her public image on fire. aespa giggling during speeches is nothing new. It's their default setting. But context matters. Timing matters. This isn't a regular win on a regular day. This is their first public moment after KARINA was basically accused of launching a political endorsement for the party tied to martial law, coup attempts, and anti-women rhetoric. And your move is to smile like you're filming a TikTok challenge? It's the emotional intelligence of a spoon. You don't get to teehee your way through scandal when people are out here
Emotional
genuinely
intelligence
hurt,
of a spoon.
confused, and pissed off. Fans were bending over backwards trying to defend KARINA's post as an unfortunate coincidence, desperately holding the line like she didn't mean it and she's just clueless, only for her to step up on stage less than 48
I don't think bending over backwards. I was, playing devil's advocate as I always do. That, she maybe. But I think what really did it in for me is the emoji. I didn't know the emoji was associated with the group. I think without the emoji, I would still give it a pass. But with the emoji, that's obvious.
Also think about it. If you're living in South Korea, there's probably like ads, promotion for this election season going on. So it's not like you could be so oblivious that you don't have or any sense of
Right.
understanding that this is going on now.
hours later. Act like nothing happened and throw gasoline on the already raging fire. This was her chance to at least look reflective, to read the room, to show that she understands the weight of the situation, even if she's not saying anything about it directly. Instead, she basically confirmed every fear her critics had. Either she's an oblivious airhead with no grasp of what's going on in her own country, or she's so entrenched in her political stance she doesn't give a crap about how it's landing. And honestly, I don't even know which is worse, because if this is just ignorance, then it's terrifying how disconnected someone with this much reach is from the reality her fans are living through. And if it's not ignorance, if she's fully aware and just doesn't care, then we've entered a whole new level of reckless. But congrats on the award, I guess.
Can I say the comments, please?
I don't know if we enter a new level of reckless. Why we said that? Not reckless. Maybe that's what she believes in. We have to stop vilify people for their beliefs.
I see no issue.
Yeah, I mean, we're not in Korea, so for us it's not really our fight. So it's hard for me, it's easy for me to sit here and let her support who support. But even like here in the States, if Morgan Wallen supports Trump, I don't know if he does. I think he does. It looks like he's a Trump supporter. Whatever, like what am I supposed? Okay, cool.
Yeah, but then there's people who gonna speak their opinion because he put it out there for people to
they
consume.
can speak their opinion, but I don't think any less of Morgan Wallen. I don't
I
listen
just
to his
think he
music
still
for his
is an
political beliefs.
asshole.
Yeah, I do think he's an asshole. Yeah. Anyway, I don't think her fans understand what they're implying about her when they say she didn't know. You're telling me that this girl's unaware of a whole martial law declaration, impeachment, all the posters, political parties, and ballot numbers.
Didn't they stop and cancel all performances?
Yeah, they
they
did.
they knew.
Yeah.
They know what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah.
No excuse.
Mm.
Wow. I wonder if anyone's gonna ask her about this in an interview or anything.
All that shit is controlled, and nobody asks.
I'll be curious to see.
Would be very interesting to see, but it's not happening.
Guys, of course, let us know your thoughts. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the Discord, and share as much kindness as possible.